Today, we're talking about one of the biggest missed opportunities in digital marketing, retargeting. Most business owners are throwing money at cold traffic, eagerly trying to find new customers while completely ignoring the goldmine sitting right in front of them. And here's what most marketers will tell you. Focus on prospecting campaigns, get more traffic, and scale your cold audiences. And honestly, that advice sounds logical, and it's a big part of the overall equation. You need more traffic and new customers to grow, right? But here's what the data actually shows. Retargeting campaigns consistently deliver 3 to 10 times higher ROI than cold traffic campaigns. In fact, I've analyzed hundreds of ad accounts, and the businesses crushing it aren't the ones with just the biggest prospecting budgets. They're also the ones who've mastered the art of bringing people back. And today, I'm going to show you the complete retargeting framework that turns window shoppers into buyers. This is the exact system that can cut your customer acquisition cost in half while doubling your conversion rates. Let me start with something you probably already know, but aren't actually doing. You've heard of the rule of 7, that people need to see your offer multiple times before they buy, right? Most marketers can quote this stat in their sleep. The average person needs 7 to 13 touch points before making a purchase. But here's the disconnect. While everyone knows this rule, the execution tells a whole different story. They'll spend thousands on a Facebook ad campaign, get someone to visit their website or landing page once, and when that person doesn't buy immediately, they write them off as not interested and move on to chasing new cold traffic. Think about your own buying behavior. How many times did you visit Amazon before making your first purchase? How many times did you see that Facebook ad before you finally clicked it? This is called mere exposure effect. We trust things we've seen before. When someone visits your website and leaves, they're not rejecting you. They're just not ready yet. Maybe they got distracted, maybe they wanted to comparison shop, or maybe they just needed time to think about it a little bit more. The common approach is to treat that visitor like they're gone forever. Meanwhile, strategic businesses know that visitor is actually their hottest prospect. Now, let's talk about the typical retargeting strategy I see everywhere. Create one retargeting audience and show the same ads to everyone. That's like using a sledgehammer when you really need a scalpel. The key is segmentation based on intent levels. Not all website visitors are created equally. Somebody who spent 10 seconds on your homepage is very different from someone who added items to their cart and entered their email address. And here's what changes everything. These different visitors need to be treated differently. You can't show the same message to someone who just discovered you versus someone who is literally about to buy. That's like using the same pickup line on a first date and a marriage proposal. Completely wrong context, completely wrong approach. Here's the framework. It's called the intent ladder. Level 1 is website visitors. These people know you exist, but showed minimal engagement. They need education and trust building. Level 2 is content engagers. They watched your videos, read your blog posts, or engaged with your social media. They're interested, but need more convincing. Level 3 is cart abandoners. These are your hottest prospects. They were ready to buy, but something stopped them. They need urgency and incentive. And level 4 is previous customers. They already trust you. They need new products or reasons to have to buy again. And here's a pro tip that will save you money. Always exclude recent purchases from your retargeting audiences. They don't need to see ads for products they've already purchased. Now, you can absolutely start with just one platform, and I actually recommend that. But before any of this works, make sure you have proper tracking pixels installed on your website for each platform you plan to use. This is what allows the platforms to track your visitors and show them ads later. Now, most businesses begin with Facebook or Google because they're familiar and effective. But here's what you need to keep in mind as you grow. Your customers don't just spend time on one platform. Think about your own day. You might check Facebook in the morning, browse news websites during lunch, watch YouTube videos in the evening, and maybe even scroll LinkedIn before bed. Your customers are doing the same thing. They're everywhere. So while you start with one platform, you want to eventually think about where else your customers spend their time and how you can show up there too. This is what creates omnipresence retargeting. you're following up across multiple touch points in their daily routine. They feel like you're everywhere. And here's how this looks across different platforms. Facebook and Instagram are perfect for short form video content and eye-catching visuals. For e-commerce, you can use dynamic product ads to show exactly what they viewed, for example. And for service businesses, you can use video testimonials, before and after transformations, or customer transformation stories, or quick educational clips that demonstrate your expertise. Now, Google Display Network gives you massive reach across millions of websites. This is perfect for staying top of mind with things like banner ads. And YouTube, this is incredibly underutilized. Video retargeting ads have some of the highest engagement rates, and YouTube is a great place to put those. Last but not least, think about LinkedIn. This could be essential for a B2B business. Your prospects are checking LinkedIn daily, and be there when they do if LinkedIn is a platform that they spend time on. And remember, you don't need to launch on all of these at once. Master one platform first, then gradually expand to where your audience spends their time. Now, let me show you how this works in practice. Say you are a marketing consultant. Someone visits your website and reads your blog post about Facebook ads. Later that day, they see your retargeting ad on Facebook offering a free Facebook ads audit or another lead magnet. The next day, they're reading industry news and see your banner ad on Marketing Land. 2 days later, they're watching YouTube and get served your video testimonial from a happy client. That's not annoying or too much. That's professional and trustworthy. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about creative fatigue, the silent killer of retargeting campaigns. You find one ad that works, you run it into the ground, and then wonder why your results tank after just a couple of weeks. Well, the solution is what's called the creative rotation system. Instead of one ad, you need multiple angles for each audience segment. For cart abandoners, don't just show them the same product ad over and over. Try these types of angles. Number one could be social proof. Join 10,000 plus happy customers. Number two could be urgency. Only 3 left in stock. Number 3, risk reversal. 30-day money back guarantee. Number 4, problem agitation. Still struggling with insert the problem. Now, for website visitors who haven't engaged much, you could try things like number 1, educational content. The number 1 mistake people make with insert your topic. Number 2 could be behind the scenes. Show your process, your team, your story. And number 3 could be customer success stories. Let your results do the talking. And last but not least, number 4 is free value. Offer a guide, a checklist, or a mini course, something that they can get and download for free, perhaps in exchange for their email address. And here's another example of what this might look like in practice. Let's say you sell project management software. For cart abandoners, you might rotate between CY 50,000 plus teams chose us, social proof, your free trial expires in 2 days, urgency, and try risk-free for 30 days, risk reversal. For general website visitors, on the other hand, though, you might show the number 1 reason projects fail, education. Behind the scenes at our customer success team. This is a behind the scenes video. And how Tech Corp increased productivity 40%. This is a case study. The key is rotating these creatives every week or so your audience never gets tired of seeing you. This rotation also depends on, of course, how large your audience is and what your traffic volume is like week over week, day over day. And here's something to watch really closely: frequency. Keep an eye on how often people are seeing your ads. If your audience is seeing the ads more than 3 to 4 times per week each, it's time to refresh your creative or expand your audience size. Now let's jump and talk about measurement, because this is where things can get a little bit tricky. Many people look at last click attribution and think retargeting isn't working. But retargeting is rarely the final touch. It's the nurturing that makes the final touch possible. Get it? Someone might see your retargeting ad on Facebook, then search for your brand on Google and buy. Google gets the credit, but Facebook did the heavy lifting. Here's how to actually properly measure retargeting success. Number 1 is view through conversions. Track people who saw your retargeting ad, but converted later through another channel. Number 2 is brand search lift. Monitor increases in branded search terms after relaunching your retargeting campaigns. Number 3, customer lifetime value. Retargeted customers often have higher LTV because they're more educated about your brand. And last but not least, number 4, overall account performance. Look at how your entire ad account performs when retargeting is running versus when it's not. And here's a real world example that we see time and time again. I've seen an e-commerce business think that their retargeting wasn't working because it showed a 2 ROAS, return on ad spend, while their cold traffic was getting a 4x. When they turned off retargeting, their cold traffic ROAS dropped to 2x because they lost all that nurturing support. Suddenly, that underperforming retargeting campaign was actually supporting their entire funnel. Now, let me wrap this up for you. We've covered why retargeting is the highest ROI activity in digital marketing. It's targeting people who already know you exist and have shown interest. We've talked about the intent ladder and how to segment your audiences properly. We've covered the multi-platform approach that creates true omnipresence. We've discussed creative rotation to prevent fatigue, and we've covered how to measure success properly. And the reality is this: if you're not doing retargeting, or if you're doing it wrong, you're leaving massive amounts of money on the table. Every visitor who leaves your website without buying represents lost revenue that retargeting can recover. And here's the thing: once you have this system running, it works 24/7. While you're sleeping, your retargeting campaigns are bringing back yesterday's visitors and turning them into today's customers. That's the power of the retargeting goldmine that 90% of businesses are completely ignoring. If this helped you see retargeting in a new light, hit that like button and let me know in the comments what your biggest retargeting challenge has been. I read every comment and often turn them into future video ideas. Until next time, keep optimizing.